Hello my friends and welcome to my 13th video. Today we are going to help the elves again. This is in defending in, or was it recapturing Lothlorien? I'm not sure anymore. Also, there's no other mission to choose from, so off we go.
After unintentionally stirring the orcs of Moria, the Fellowship seeks refuge in the elven forest of Lothlorien. With the aid of the elves, the Fellowship must protect the sanctity of Lothlorien and drive the orcs back from these sacred lands.
The orcs will soon be upon us.
If we can find the elves of this wood, they will surely help us.
Then let us make haste. This is an elven encampment, but I see no elves. No time for elves! The orcs are here!
Fear not, friends. Let them come closer.
We sensed danger was near. What evil have you brought upon us?
Orcs have followed us from Moria. There are far more behind us than you have slain here.
From Moria? This is ill news indeed. I believe I know what we must do. In this wood lie two great Malorn trees, greater than all the rest. Long ago, they were planted by Our Lady Galadriel, and therefore imbued with the purity of her good spirit. These Malorns seem to manifest a golden light that drives the orcs mad. For many years, they have kept the evil creatures of Moria out of Lothlorien. Of late, it seems the power of these Malorns has grown dim. However, I believe the presence of good would stir their power. Reviving the light of the Malorns is our only hope of forcing the orcs from our sacred forest.
Quickly then!
Wait. Orc scouts have already penetrated the forest and are fighting something to the north. A horn. It would be wise, I think, to offer aid.
Then we have two tasks. Protect the Malorns and help the Horn.
So it seems like we have the Fellowship of the Ring to aid us in this mission, which is really great. I mean, I have 5 heroes now. Wait a second, why only 5? Aren't some Pippin and Merry also considered heroes? Well, no, for some reason there are only normal units with special names, but Frodo is a hero? Okay, another weird design quirk uncovered. The mission objective this time around is to find 2 sacred Malorn trees and hold them for 3 minutes. Sounds pretty simple. My plan is to defend while I build up my forces and level up my heroes who haven't hit level 10 yet, which are basically Aragorn and Frodo. Oh, and as a bonus I have to say for Huon? I mean, how the fuck do you spell that thing? Let's just call them trees. So I need to save him, because I have to save allies whenever possible. Honestly, the beginning is the same as always. Building up defenses while I try to defend with my starting force. When my tower is finished, I start building up the rest of my base and buying upgrades and starting unit production, or to be exact, stealth archer production. The only upside this time around is that I have something to do while I wait. I read through Aragorn and Frodo's abilities. While Frodo's are not that useful, Aragorn's on the other hand are awesome. He has a heal which is low cooldown, as all hero spells have, and he has a good amount of health. So, he's our main healer now. His next ability is called Anduri's Fury. It's a basic damage buff which increases his DPS even more if his enemy is a Wraith, a Black Rider, or an enemy hero. So I take it. I bet he's gonna be a monster when he is reached level 10 and gets his legend buffed. And his third and last ability has a very original name, which is Immunity. And yes, it basically makes him immune to all blind, poison, stuns and slow effects. So, to everything. Man, he's gonna be a powerhouse. While I explained his abilities, the orc attacks get more and more intense. The heroes can handle it for now, but I slowly realized that at some point I will need more than just heroes. Let's just hope that I'm wrong. Also, my base gets slowly bigger and bigger, but I still have to wait and wait and wait. I also built some, oh no, not a Tolkien name again. Beorn? Well, Bearmen basically. They are usually not that useful without their bear transformation upgrade, but they can also heal, which is all I need them for. It also sucks that I get a big group of useless melee units at the beginning, which I cannot really use. Oh well. When my Beorns finish, I send them out with Frodo and Aragorn to provide healing while they explore the map, and also level up even more. I discover a second base point, which could be useful later. Then Aragorn and Frodo find an orc encampment, and I try to pull the enemy out, which works quite good, but I greatly underestimated the orc's will to kill Frodo. And the troll gets to him and kills him. Oops, sorry Frodo. Reload time. This time around they get backup from the other heroes. With the backup there's no way the orcs can win this. I level the orc outpost and discover a bridge which will lead to one of the melon trees I will need to hold. We will keep that in mind. Frodo and Aragorn continue their journey, and the other heroes get defense duty again. But the exploration squad soon finds even more orcs than before and has to run. There's no way that they can defeat this without backup. Legolas comes to their aid, and they quickly dispatch the enemies. The Faragorn squad, you get it? Frodo and Aragorn's name combined? Yeah, I know it's bad. Discover another big group of enemies and pull them to my main base. At this point the attacks get absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I can barely withstand the onslaught of orcs, and then another big wave comes in. I reload and manage to somehow not die, and then a text message appears which says, "You are nearly out of time. The orc horde will soon overwhelm you." What? So this mission has a hidden timer? You're kidding me, right? Well, no, it has a timer, which increases the enemies the longer the mission goes. So my strategy of building up led to my own downfall. Oh, great. I mean, I don't have anything against this type of mission, but why on earth isn't this mentioned anywhere? There isn't even anything in the mission briefing or in the objectives. It's just like, "Hey Dave, do you know what would be a fun mission design?" No, what do you have in mind? Let's make a normal builder mission like the rest before, but in the end make a gotcha moment which you cannot escape without knowing it, and the player has to restart the whole mission. Yes man, sounds fun. Like, what the actual fuck? Why? This is terrible game design. If you excuse me, I will be right back shouting in my pillow. For wasting about 1.5 hours for nothing. Thanks again, game. So, I restarted the whole mission, and this time I'm not here to fuck around. The mission starts and Frodo and Aragorn go to save the Huon ASAP, while my defense also gets jump started. I save before encountering the tree and try to save him, but he's surrounded by orcs, and even with Aragorn's healing, he dies. The next two attempts go the same, but with the help from even Ghibli and his stun ability, the tree lives, and we get a tank unit which deals a great amount of damage. Also, this happens.
The Huon has decided to fight with us.
The horn gets placed to the Faragorn squad, which should be now called Farathorn, I guess? No, that's even too weird for me. And that says something. The three make their way to the first tree and destroy a small orc encampment on the way. They find the tree, and now comes the tricky part of this mission. As soon as you stand on top of the melon trees, small waves of enemies try to recapture it every so often. So my squad needs to stay there and defend, while my main base gets also attacked. And I also need to send out another squad of units to capture the next tree and hold everything for 3 minutes. That's gonna be fun, right? I sent out Legolas and Gimli because I thought it would be the most fitting squad, and also 2 Beorns to accompany them for healing. They will need it. At this point I neglected my base defense almost completely to buy upgrades and start archer production sooner than normal, and it paid off. So now 3 archers can also join Legolas and Gimli. Their firepower is desperately needed there. They make their way to the second tree without much trouble and clear the orc base guarding the bridge. All where Aragorn, Frodo and the Horn defend the first tree. As soon as Gimli and Legolas arrive, the 3-minute timer starts and the attacks intensify. I need to constantly switch between sides to manage healing and also make sure to use the spells whenever I can. And also produce backup at home. This works fine for the most of the timer, but at the end it gets hard to manage. I realize I hit my micro limits here. Then the 35-second mark hits and it's almost guaranteed game over for me. 3 melee trolls and a big orc escort hit at the same time at both trees. Neither of my squads are strong enough to clear this attack on their own. Maybe if they team up, but not like this. I also need to make sure my backup and no hero dies in the 35 seconds. Reload time. This time at the first tree everything goes smooth, but my backup units die at the second tree. Okay, another reload. So begins the sweet reload again and again and again and again. My final victory came with the following strategy. Keep your fragile units at the second tree as long as you can. You need their firepower. When the 35-second attack hits, let them get aggro and run away instantly. This will send some orcs or maybe even a troll away and buy Legolas and Gimli some precious time. Then keep Frodo out of trouble at the first tree. Also don't forget to use your spells to stun, heal and damage as often as you can. The first tree group also has to disengage for a brief moment, otherwise they would die. It's getting close. Frodo's almost dead and Legolas is soon following him. But the timer's up and I win.
What is that? That feeling? What is happening? It drives me mad! Flee! Flee! We've done it! We've driven the orcs back!
Thanks to the courage and strength of the Fellowship and the elves of Lothlorien, the orcs were driven from the forest and back into the depths of Moria. However, there was little time for the Fellowship to rejoice, for their quest could not wait. Lord Celeborn and Galadriel, the Lady of Lorien, met with the Fellowship and gave them valuable information, supplies, and gifts to aid them on their journey.
Oh my fucking god, I did it. And boy was this close. I mean, all my units were toast by this point. Well, that was something. This mission was interesting to say the least, but fun nonetheless. Okay guys, stay healthy, be nice to each other, enjoy life, and game on.